Hi everyone, I'm Chidi from the Ultimate Guide Group, your go-to place for all things adulting. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's get started. So today I'm going to be going through some of the money mistakes that I made in my 20s. I'm turning 30 in 2 months. Yeah, just over 2 months. And so I wanted to run through some of the money mistakes that I made as a 20-something-year-old. There are 5 main money mistakes that I made, and comment down below actually if there are any of the money mistakes that I mentioned in this video that you have also made, and also if there are any additional money mistakes that you made. I want it to be an informative and iterative, is that the word? Anyway, I want it to be as informal, as engaging as possible. If there are any other money mistakes that you have made, please do put them in the comments down below, just so that everybody can learn from each other and learn how to not make the same money mistakes in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, 50s, and basically a way in which we can all elevate together. So number 1, and this is a pretty heavy one to be completely honest with you, it was overcompensating for my childhood wants. So for those who may not know, I grew up in a single parent family. My mum is an immigrant from Nigeria and I am one of 4. So we ended up not obviously living completely lavishly. We ended up living in inner city London and we were on free school meals, and so as a result, when we went on holidays, and we still got to go on holidays to be fair, when we went on holidays and certain things, there were things that I just wasn't able to buy because we didn't have the money to be able to do so. So as a result, when it is that I was started earning decent money, for those who may not have watched my salary journey video and also my updated career journey video, I then ended up going and spending a lot. And actually there's a video that I did on my credit card debt, ended up paying off all of my credit card debt, so I no longer have credit card debt. That was as a result of me overcompensating for childhood wants. So I would say, okay, well previously I wasn't able to fly business. I'm flying business class wherever it is that I fly to. And previously I wasn't able to buy clothes when it was that we were going on holiday. So I'm gonna buy various different things from various different shops because I want to be able to do so. And we weren't able to stay in like hotels. We would stay with family and things. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to a hotel and stay in like 5-star hotels and spend all of this money and make sure that I have everything that I didn't have when I was younger. I ended up going to therapy for that, but I do definitely think that if you're overcompensating for childhood wants, think about what it is that your inner child needs and then work out ways in which you can deal with those needs while also making sure that you are doing what you need for present you and future you. As a result, what I end up doing for inner child Chidi, I go to therapy. For present Chidi, I budget quite heavily, and for future Chidi, I plan significantly in terms of financial planning every week, every month, every year to make sure that I'm hitting my financial goals. And so I'm making sure that I'm recognizing that there's an issue in terms of overcompensating for childhood wants and working out how best I can deal with past, present, and future Chidi. Number 2, recognizing that my favorite influencers and my favorite YouTubers and other people, I don't have their budget. Whenever it is I'm going on holiday, whenever it is I'm enjoying myself or buying certain things, I'm buying it out of the bank of Chidi, right? I'm working significantly and getting a high salary, but those individuals that are influencers or YouTubers or on brand trips and all of that kind of stuff or get gifted, they're like not buying that stuff on their own accord. They're getting that for free and they're getting that as a benefit for the job that they do. And so I was thinking that whenever it is I saw my favorite influencers decked out in designer in the Maldives or in Dubai or in Nigeria or in Ghana or in South Africa, I was like, damn, I really want to go and be them. But that is so toxic. You know that phrase, comparison is a thief of joy? It really is. And so what I ended up doing for the most part to start off with, I ended up unfollowing those accounts that made me feel negatively about the work that I was doing, negatively about my personal situation. And I ended up then following people that inspired me. So if I saw the people who did things and it was relatable, then I was like, okay, great, this is, you know, something that is in line with where I am right now, and I can aspire to be like those people. And as things have changed, as my life has changed, I now have changed the influences based on where it is that I want to go and based on the inspiration that I want to see on a daily basis. Excuse the background, a lot of mess. This is the life I live. Number 3, not actually setting a realistic budget. So I had a really toxic relationship when I started like a couple of years ago, and the person that I was with thought that budgeting basically meant like you being budget. You weren't looking to ball out, to live life and all of that kind of stuff. And so that was the kind of connotations that I had in my mind when it is that I was thinking about budgeting. I was like, well, I don't want to live a poor man's lifestyle. I don't want to live in poverty. I've worked really hard. I do a lot of work. I want to really enjoy the fruits of my labor. And actually, when I started working in the job that I do now, I work in finance law, I realized that actually it's not even about, like, the richest companies in the world have a budget. Like the richest companies, like your Apple, your Canon, Siemens, your Sony, your Microsoft, all of those different people, all of those different companies have a budget. They need to be able to work out how it is they're allocating their money to various different things. And so that's basically what I had to change my mind to understand, that it wasn't me being budget, it was just making sure that I was basically able to allocate my funds into various different places. And when I first started doing the whole budgeting stuff, I would just randomly be like, oh, I want to put like 10% of my budget, or 10% of my salary here, and 10% of my salary here, and 10% of my salary here, which then ultimately meant that I was either going over budget and overspending. Not even either, I was just over budgeting. I was under budgeting and overspending because I hadn't budgeted my holidays, like my fun money, my investments, my savings, and all of that kind of stuff. And so when I actually sat down and looked at the 3 months worth of spending, I was then able to say, okay, when I'm looking at holidays, I'm not just looking for the flights and the hotels, I'm talking also about like what it is when I get there. And also like my prep work, I shop, I buy holiday outfits, I get my eyebrows done, I get my lashes done, I get my nails done, I get like my wax and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not taking public transport to Heathrow, and so I take a taxi down to Heathrow, and when I get to the airport, like I have really bad allergies, and so I can't eat airport food or airline food, and so I have to buy like, you know, food when I get to the airport. And I also want to top up on my makeup, my perfume, and it took me a long time to realize that that all needs to be factored into your budget whenever it is that you're budgeting. Since like end 2020, I realized how it is I can budget, and so as a result, I budget effectively, but also create a very realistic budget for myself. Number 4 was not investing in income producing assets. So I had started investing kind of not really until I started my current job, which was when I was like 23, 24, and that's when I properly started investing in my pension. And then I only properly started investing in the market, so in funds and ETF funds and index funds. And if you're interested in starting to invest, definitely check our video that we did. There's a reel that we did on our Instagram page. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, and then we'll leave it in the cards and in the description box below as well. I only probably started investing in like index funds, I want to say when I was like 25. I started investing, I have a direct debit that now goes straight into an index fund. And then I obviously started investing in property. The current property that I'm in right now is an investment property, and then also buying another property this year and perhaps another one next year, and also investing in businesses, investing in myself, all of that kind of stuff. I only really started towards the end of my 20s. I would definitely suggest that you like list out all the different things that you want to get invested in. So for me, I'm investing in myself, investing in businesses, investing in property, investing in like the market, investing in my pension now as a nearly 30-year-old. Whereas when I was 21, I was invested in basically nothing. Well, I suppose I went to uni, so I suppose you can call that an investment, but in terms of things that are actually paying for certain things, I definitely really only started investing properly when I turned 26. And then number 5, so the 5th thing that I made a mistake when I was in my 20s was the fact that I only had one stream of income. So if you haven't yet checked my video that I did on this channel, and also a reel that I did on our Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram, and a TikTok that I did, make sure you follow us on TikTok. But during my 20s, I basically only had one income stream, which is my salary. Whereas now I have multiple. I'm looking to build up 2 more as it stands right now, and I probably will build up about like 3 or 4 more in the next 3 to 5 years. So that is basically one of the money mistakes that I made. So I only really started planning out my income streams when I turned like 29. And so I definitely hope for you guys who are in your 20s, your 30s, your teens, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, you're looking to pad out the amount of income streams that you have, and make sure that you're just not investing in one income stream, because what happens when that income stream falls or there's another pandemic, you really shouldn't just be relying on one income stream. There should be multiple different income streams so that no matter what happens in the market, you're always protected. And that's basically it. That's all the different money mistakes that I made when I was in my 20s. If you like this video, please do give it a like. It lets the algorithm know that this is something that you've enjoyed, and lets more people be able to see the video. Share it with anybody who might find this helpful. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. I'm at the Ultimate Guide Group on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Somebody also suggested I get Twitter. Can you let me know in the comments down below whether or not I should also get Twitter? Say like get Twitter if you think I should get Twitter.